My ex and I had a baby at 16 and got kicked out by our parents. Now we live with my dad, and she wants to stay even after we turn 18, but I don't think I can do this anymore. Before anyone says anything, yes, I, 16M, knew about rubbers. I was just dumb. Story time: my parents divorced when I was 10 but lived primarily with my mom. Tiffany's, 16F, parents are together. When our parents found out she was pregnant, her parents kicked her out and my mom kicked me out. So now we live with my dad. During the pregnancy, my dad took my mom to court and got primary sole custody. I know what this means because I had to go to court for my daughter. He sued Tiffany's parents for legal guardianship and they now pay child support for her, and they are pissed and refuse to talk to us. I am in my bedroom and my daughter is in her bedroom and my ex is in the guest room that is now hers. My dad made a deal with us. We live with him until 18 with no rent payment, but at 18, we need to decide what it is we do. I wasn't really that good in school and Tiffany is an A student. So I took my GED and my dad got me into welding school. I finish in 2 months. I also work full-time, so I do welding school at night. Tiffany goes to school and works on the weekends at Wendy's. This whole thing is a huge ordeal. We literally have no life. My dad helps but not that much because he feels it's our responsibility, which I agree but still sucks. I work 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. at a warehouse and go to school from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tiffany is home by 2:30 p.m. and picks up our daughter from daycare. We help each other a lot and then I head off to school and she stays with her at home until I get home and do it all over again day after day. When our daughter was born, my dad made us go to court. We have 50-50 and I don't pay child support because she lives with us. Because I work full-time, I can get health care for my daughter and myself, and that sucks. It costs me $300 a month and daycare is $400 a week. Literally, Tiffany works just so we can pay for daycare and I pay for everything else. When we are short for cash, my dad will help because he sees we are trying. My dad has been our rock. When we are tired and exhausted, he will step in and give us a break here and there, but he makes sure we have everything we need and keeps us motivated. Tiffany wants to apply to college soon and I am worried because I don't want to keep living with her and I don't think I can keep our daughter full-time as a welder working 12-hour shifts. But she says she will start at community college and work but wants to stay with us living together since it's easier. Since I will be working and it will be best for us to stay with my dad. But my dad said at 18 we have to pay rent. She doesn't mind, but I don't want to keep living with her because we aren't together. I am unsure how to tell her this. My dad thinks she should stay with us as long as she is a full-time student to finish her degree because I'm already getting my career. I just feel that all this is unfair because the burden is on me. I guess I am ranting because I am scared and unsure of what all this means. Edit: I guess my thing about her living with us is that we are more like siblings now. We get along and joke and stuff, but since she is my ex I feel weirded out by it. Maybe I need to take a breather since everyone is saying it's a good thing. Also, I needed to hear it from other people and not just my dad, and he is pretty solid and I should thank him, maybe even take him for dinner or something. Edit number 2, my dad isn't kicking us out at 18, but he wants us to be realistic to the world and pay bills. The money he gets from Tiffany's parents, he just gives it to her. She is saving up money for a car and uses other money for her specific foods and clothes. Before I became a dad, my dad always wanted me to live with him at 18 and figure it out and stay with him and save money to buy a house. When he found out I was going to be a dad, he wasn't mad but disappointed and said everything has to change. He also is paying for my welding school of $20,000 and he bought me my car, but I do have to pay my own insurance. He does help as long as he sees we are trying and not being lazy. When school recently started, he took my daughter to daycare every morning and helped Tiffany with a routine to get school work done. Edit number 3, I have to get to class now. Tiffany wants to be a nurse or PA, but the college told her nursing school is hard to get into and it's best to have a high school diploma, which is why she is still in high school and working the weekends. But someone mentioned a dual thing for community college and we will look into that. So we couldn't get daycare assistance because we are minors and they used my dad's salary. The funny thing is I can't open a checking account for myself because I am a minor, but the bank allowed me to open a children's account for my daughter because I am her parent. Lol, the irony. I read every single comment and it's given me a different point of view, and I guess college seems so far and I was counting years, but it's really not that bad. She is like a sister now, and those who asked, I doubt we will get back together. Honestly, I am not thinking about anything like that right now. I am too tired to think of a relationship or that type of future. Update, 3 weeks later. I don't know why I feel like I need to update, but here it goes. Tiff and my dad went to the school and were able to get her enrolled in college courses because of her grades. She won't graduate high school way too fast, but she will have enough to finish high school hours by next December, so 6 months early. She reapplied for assistance. We got a voucher for daycare, so now it's only $50 a week. She quit her job so she can focus on school, but she doesn't start college until spring, so that's cool. It gives her some time. She still wants to be a nurse, so that's cool too. I got a new job that pays more as a forklift operator and will give me an internship for welding, which I won't be able to start until November and December until I finish my classes, and then I have to do a 2-month internship, but they are paying me really good. I started Monday. My dad and I had a long talk about my fears and he reassured me that it's okay to be scared, but we have a game plan. He is fixing up the basement to make 2 bedrooms and a living room like a little apartment because he said Tiff and I will need space as we grow. He wants me to buy the house when I'm 18 like he did with his parents, and he will help me pay it as long as Tiff gets to stay until she finishes college and let her make her own choice. We all agreed this is the best option and we are all really much happier now. I guess I just needed to let it out. Tiff and I are great, while being parents is hard. It's been good now that we feel a bit more secure. My mom and Tiff's parents still haven't spoken to us because we aren't married. Which does make me sad, but it's okay because we have my dad. Tiff's grandparents bought her a car and said that's all they can do for her and not to contact them again until we are married. The car needs some work, but I'm going to pay to fix it up. It needs brakes, suspension and some regular maintenance. My dad finally told me what all happened and I didn't know, but it made me open my eyes to all of this. My dad met my mom in high school too and they were together and got caught kissing. Since my mom's family are Baptist, they forced my dad to marry her. I didn't know in Missouri parents can marry their kids at 15, which is why my dad has been so protective. They were going to marry Tiff and I because she was pregnant, and when my dad stepped in, they couldn't do it. My mom and Tiff's dad went and got a license for us and were going to marry us in their church. I guess I wouldn't have minded marrying Tiff, but I would rather do it later. But yeah, that's why they aren't talking to us. My dad did say if that happened he would help us get it annulled, but we have no intentions of speaking to them right now. He explained that Tiff is stuck, and while I might be afraid, she is even more afraid because she has no one and I need to reassure her we are here for her as a family. I guess I couldn't see it that way, and it's good that I talked to him. I hug my dad and I have been hugging him every day now and it's nice, it's made us closer. All of this information made me pretty sad and grateful at the same time, and it helped Tiff and I really start talking more. We talked but we didn't talk and I didn't know she was scared too. We are now doing days for us to be kids as my dad says. So we both hang out with our friends who still talk to us at least once a week, and Tiff and I do a lot of stuff on the weekends now that she doesn't work. Like taking Jelly to the park and going for walks, and we did a pumpkin patch. Jelly seems to be happier too and Tiff doesn't seem as tired anymore. Anyway, thanks everyone for the help, tips and encouragement. I doubt I will update again and just lurk for parenting advice. Edit, just want to say thanks for thinking I am a great dad, but I don't believe it just yet. I depend a lot on my dad to help me. Tiff and I are trying. We do take parenting classes that they offer us a lot of advice and we have made friends there, which is nice. But I don't think we would be this prepared without my dad. Also, Tiff is on WIC and we take parenting and co-parenting classes. It's my dad's rules. Second update, 18 months later. Holy crap guys. I finally logged into Reddit and had tons of messages and I found this post. I honestly just didn't expect this. I might as well make an update. Well, Tiff and I are 18 now. I first made my post 2 years ago and Jelly is 2 years old as well. My dad is doing really good now. He finally has a girlfriend and of course he met her at Tiff's community college. She is an admissions counselor. Tiff is in CC for nursing and killing it. She will have her associates in nursing and then head over for her bachelor's at some point, but yeah, she's doing really good. I'm a welder now and I make pretty good money. Tiff and I are back together. We started dating again this New Year's when she kissed me and it just felt right. But she made it very clear we are dating, so she is in the basement which we fixed up and I am in my room upstairs, and she makes me text her if it's okay to come over, haha, it's just a funny thing we do. Yeah, I am going to marry her. We go to family counseling 4 times a month, 2 weeks virtual and 2 weeks in office because of our schedule. We found that this helps us. It's like couples counseling but not. I am not the best communicator and this has helped me with stressful times with Tiff and Jelly. I feel like I aged the past 2 years. I definitely don't feel 18, I feel a bit older. Jelly is the most happiest kid and she literally lights up a room and I honestly just can't imagine not being in her life every second of the day. She loves Pa, that's what she calls my dad. She has him wrapped around his finger, he literally spoils her all the time. I really love being a dad to her. I love taking naps with her and how she is just a daddy's girl, she literally is my shadow. It drives Tiff crazy but she is also really happy. We do go out on dates to like dinner and movies, but sometimes we just sit in the car and talk and laugh, mostly laugh. My dad has changed a lot and us 4 are really close. He is so much happier and I think his girlfriend makes him happy, like made him alive again. He's always doing some weird teaching moments, like if Tiff is irritated and walks away he will just say, well, an irritated woman tends to shop to get her mind off things. Can you afford that? LOL. So yeah, he is constantly with his little comments. I haven't spoken to my mother at all and I have no intentions of doing so. Tiff's parents did come back and try to build a relationship with her, but they always made her feel like crap, so she cut contact with them. My dad still wants us to buy the house and I told him we have no plans on ever moving out. So I told him I will buy the house when either I am 30 or when Tiff and I get married, and she said not until she graduates and gets a job. So no wedding bells for at least another 2 years. If you ask Tiff, she says she doesn't plan on getting married until she is 28, so it might be longer, haha. Third update, 5 months later, my dad's girlfriend is pregnant. My dad doesn't know and she doesn't know he is going to propose and I am so happy, and I need to get it off my chest before I explode and accidentally tell them. My dad, 38M, has been trusting me to not spill the beans that he is going to propose to his girlfriend, 33F, let's call her K, on his b-day in 2 weeks. I helped pick up the ring when it was ready and have been hiding it for a month. But K spent the weekend with us and was acting very moody. I don't want to make it sound bad because it's not, but she usually is an early riser and very bubbly, but this weekend she seemed very tired and different. I heard my dad yell down to the basement, we will be back, and I yelled back okay. I went upstairs to get some snacks out of boredom and went into the guest bathroom not thinking anything about the door being closed, and she was there staring at a pregnancy test. We locked eyes and I immediately shut the door. I waited for her to come out or say something, but then I heard her crying and I knocked and opened the door and she looked at me and said she's pregnant and started sobbing. My first reaction was to yell for joy and then reality hit. I am 18 and my dad will be starting over, and I have a daughter, and my dad is a grandpa already. She asked me to keep it a secret and she believes she is about 9 weeks pregnant. She would have to check, but yeah. I am finally going to be a big brother. I can't tell him and I can't tell her of the all-around great news. I told her to wait until his birthday because he would love it. I know my dad, he is going to be ecstatic, probably scared but definitely excited. My dad has helped me become a pretty good father and even a good partner to my girlfriend. He's an awesome dad and grandpa, now we both get to be dads together. I can't wait to tell him. Did you check the baby's diaper? Lol. Sorry, had to get this off my chest. I can't tell my girlfriend, my dad or my future stepmom. Edit, let's clear the air. She is happy to be pregnant and overwhelmed. She was sobbing because she didn't think it could happen because she was with her ex for 6 years and never got pregnant. Also, yes, I am 18 almost 19 with a 2.5-year-old daughter, and my girlfriend and I live in basement of my dad's house. Small update, on the same post, I survived dinner and Kay brought up a baby and my dad laughed saying, "Oh man, that would be awesome, but it's not in our cards." This is because Kay believes she couldn't have babies, and mentioned maybe adoption or more grandkids. Side note, he will have to wait a long time for more grandkids. I learned my lesson. We discussed my dad's birthday and Kay's mom is going to make his favorite dish enchiladas and it's going to be at the house after we convinced my dad to have a small party with Kay's parents and siblings, us, and a few of his close friends. She thinks she is going to surprise him and he is thinking he won by having her family here. I feel like this is going so well and I will update everyone when it happens, but I do appreciate the forum to express myself. I am not on Reddit very often as I am switching from 410s to second shift and in training of second shift stuff. Fourth update, 2 weeks later. The past 2 weeks have been hell to keep all this in and not accidentally tell anyone anything. But this is how it all went. It took me a while to make this update because I have been in my feels. Monday, my dad tried to sleep in like usual, but my daughter was not having it, so we made him breakfast in bed, and they watched Disney movies and danced until 11 a.m. The rest of the day, I spent cleaning the house and prepping for everyone. My girlfriend Tiff went to pick up Kay's parents at 3:30, and they were at the house by 4. Kay showed up around 4:30. Just some info, Kay's parents are older and live with her at her house so they can save their money from working to retire faster and possibly spend the winters in a warmer climate and summers here with Kay. Dinner was amazing, and we all had a great time. Jelly was definitely stealing the spotlight, trying to help blow out Pa's candles, but he didn't mind so much. The whole time, my heart was racing, and I was trying to figure out how to help my dad propose and help Kay tell him. So the way it happened was that my dad put the engagement ring in a gift bag to make it look like it was a gift for him, and he planned on opening it last to surprise her. She planned on her gift having the ultrasound picture last to surprise him. As you see, this wasn't working because they were both adamant about which gift should be last. Again, I was struggling, trying to middleman because he wasn't listening, and I didn't want her to get upset. So we finally convinced him to open Kay's present before his. Arguing with the birthday boy was getting me dirty looks from everyone, and Tiff ended up elbowing me in my ribs to cut it out. I was stressed. So my dad opens Kay's gift and sees the ultrasound in a frame but didn't look at the name or anything, just the ultrasound. He stared me down and then looked at Tiff and yelled, "You're pregnant? I'm having another grandbaby?" Literally, he yelled it so loud. Everyone yelled congrats, and Tiff yelled back, "Fuck no." The look of confusion on everyone's face, Kay over there snort laughing, and then she said, "No, I'm pregnant." My dad just blank face stared at her for what felt like an eternity, which was really like 10 seconds, and asked, "Are you sure?" She said yes and showed her name on the ultrasound, and that's when my dad just started crying and hugging her. He was so happy, his hands were shaking, and he was hugging everyone, saying he was going to be a dad again. I nudged him, and he quickly ran to get his gift, got on one knee, and proposed. Now everyone was crying. Kay said yes, and honestly, we probably could have cured some land drought with all the tears in the room. Kay's mom almost had a heart attack, and her dad couldn't stop hugging Kay and my dad. Tiff was surprised I kept this for so long and didn't even tell her. I did ask them not to stress me out like this if they planned a gender reveal and to just give it to someone else, lol. The stress from all this literally made me nauseous. Here is where I am in my feels and why it took a while for me to write this. When my girlfriend was pregnant, I didn't have that sense of joy and happiness, the feeling my dad did. He is so excited, and now he's engaged, and you can just see and feel it all over him. He wouldn't stop touching Kay's stomach and kissing her. When Tiff told me she was pregnant, I was scared and wanted to run. I love my daughter, and she is so awesome, but even going to the doctor's appointments, Tiff and I would cry after because of how real it was, and we weren't happy. I wouldn't change any of it, but some part of me feels robbed. Obviously, this is our own fault, but that doesn't take away the feeling. Then the other portion of reality hit. Kay has her own house, her own family. My dad has us. But I have my own family now, and this will change everything. When is he going to move in with her? Do I take over the mortgage payments? I planned on building my credit to get approved, but I thought I had time. But it seems like time was yesterday. What now about my family? She doesn't want to get married out of need but what happens if something happens to me? Where will they go? Where will my daughter live? How do I secure their future like my dad did for me? Anyway, I hope this was the update everyone was looking for. I just want to thank everyone for giving me the strength to hold on to this secret. When I felt like I was going to explode, I would just come back and read the comments. Fifth update, 7 months later. So, I've been receiving a lot of messages asking for an update, which is really wholesome, but it also feels weird to see my life on other social media platforms. Now that Tiff has seen them, she said I need to keep this up, lol. So, it's been 7 or 8 months? But Kay and my dad got married. He is living his best life ever, but of course, it didn't come without drama from my mom. When she found out my dad was having another baby and getting married, she completely flipped out. She started calling him to the point of harassment, but it didn't bother him until she went after Kay, and that's when he shut it down. I'm not sure what he did, but he drove over to her place, and that was the last I heard about it. Rumorville is that he threatened to show the church what she was doing and saying, which isn't very Christian-like, and that was enough for her. Kay is due really soon, she's 38 weeks pregnant, and I will soon be a big brother to my little sister. On the other front, Tiff is kicking school's ass. She has been taking 5 classes a semester on a fast track for an ADN. If she keeps up this pace without burning herself out, she should be done by early next year. After that, she is going to take a gap year before pursuing her BSN in hopes that she can do it online and have the hospital do some type of tuition reimbursement so we don't have to pay out of pocket anymore. Jelly is doing great and will start pre-K this fall. We are nervous since she has always been home with us and taken care of by us. The idea of her being somewhere else and us not having full access to her is really scary. Work has been really great, and I have made some really good friends there. I have been considering going into the Welders Union for the benefits and future pension. My job, though, doesn't want me to join the union and has offered to pay me more money not to join, which to me screams red flag. My dad moved in with Kay and her parents. I have been paying half of the mortgage and the house bills. The goal is for me to buy the house for my dad in the next few years to relieve him of the burden of taking care of housing me and my family. Therapy is going great. We moved our couple/family therapy to once a month because, during my individual therapy, my therapist asked me to be evaluated for ADHD and depression. Turns out, I do have ADHD, which makes a lot of sense, especially when it comes to school and all my racing thoughts. I am now medicated, and it's like my brain is awake. I have fewer outbursts, I'm not as easily overwhelmed to the point of anxiety, and it's really helped Tiff and me a lot. It's easier for me to articulate my emotions now instead of letting them fester and create chaos in my brain. I got into the Wheel of Time series, and I saw somewhere that the books are better, so I read the first book. I have to admit, this is the first time I can honestly say I read a book. Thinking about high school, I never read the chapters, I skim through them just to get by. I can't express how much happier we are right now. Kay's parents have been the grandparents we always wished for. They treat us with so much love and respect, and they just love Jelly so much. They take her to the park and sometimes just stop by to check in on Tiff and me. We are constantly over at Kay's place, we go there twice a week for dinner. Jelly can't wait to meet the baby, and we are all excited. Tiff and I had some very serious conversations. While we are nowhere near ready to have another baby or get married, we both have agreed that we would revisit the idea of marriage and expanding our family when we are 25. We don't want to rush anything more than we already have, and she wants to focus on school and her career. We did throw around the idea of getting married for the benefits, in case something happens to me, like with life insurance, the house, etc., but my dad was able to help us get a lawyer to make a will and trust. Our main goal is to take care of Jelly, save money, and plan a family trip to Disney this summer. Relevant comments. Commenter, that's so exciting. Let Tiff know that we are all grateful for her telling you to do this. You should always listen to her, she seems really smart, especially about doing a gap year and then continuing towards her BSN. And as a fellow guy who was diagnosed with ADHD after I finished school as well. Congratulations on finishing that book. That's an accomplishment I respect. OP, yeah, I was pretty proud of that. I realized I had to reread the sentence over and over, it was like I didn't know how to read. I read the sentence but I wasn't reading, I was just saying words in my head. It took me around 2 months to read it. I kept getting frustrated and my therapist said I should read out loud until I get used to reading. 6th update, 10 months later, I bought my dad's house, and Tiff and I are married. Hi everyone, there have been numerous requests for updates, and I still can't believe how many internet strangers are invested in my whirlwind of a life, ha. Now, before anyone asks, no, she is not pregnant or anything. But Tiff has been working at the ER as a registration person so it can help with clinicals, knowing people, and getting a good rotation. Well, after Christmas, Tiff got really sick, and she couldn't kick this weird cough she would get at night. It got so bad that we took her to the ER, and they just said she had a bad upper respiratory infection. She was taking steroids and an inhaler, but it still got worse. Finally, after she passed out at work, she was diagnosed with walking pneumonia and had to stay in the hospital for 2 days because of how bad it was. At the hospital, they asked for her next of kin and wanted to call her parents. My dad tried showing the guardianship, but since we are no longer minors, we are technically not her next of kin. Thankfully, she was able to speak enough to tell the hospital we were her family, but it really gave us a wake-up call. When she got home, she still had some recovery to do, and we started really talking about our future, where we are in life, and how we really got snatched into adulthood. While we are happy together and in this till the wheels fall off, we really needed to stop playing family. She brought up all the legal stuff she learned at school, wills, advanced directives, and something proxy, but it wasn't just about that. We have a daughter, a life, and while it's 1,000,000,000% sooner than expected, we originally wanted to wait until we were 28 to 30 years old to get married. It was the right step for us. My dad sold me the house, we did owner financing, went through the title company and lawyers. Tiff and I decided to get married at the courthouse, but don't worry, I still properly proposed, with a cameraman and everything. I even cleaned up very well and wore a button-down shirt. For the courthouse, I wore a suit, and she wore a dress. Our friends and family were there as well to make it as special as possible. We are planning to remarry in 2030 to have a nice wedding/ceremony. We figure by then, she will be done with school, and maybe we'll even be adult enough for a honeymoon. Regardless, we have 5 years to plan, lol. Since my dad moved out to live with Kay, it did change our relationship. We weren't under dad's house anymore. Even though he wasn't involved in our relationship like that, not having a parent here really did change how we interact, and it's helped us grow. But we are nowhere near properly adulting. Like, I totally forgot to buy toilet paper and random things that were just always there, lol. Now for my dad, Kay, and my tiny, big personality little sister, she is the best, and she and Jelly absolutely love each other. I can't tell you how much seeing them gave us baby fever, but don't worry, we shut that down real quick. While we feel a bit more financially stable and just stable overall, we are just not ready to be adulting to the point where we have 2 kids, lol. Dad and Kay are so in love, it's ridiculously gross, but it's really nice seeing him happy. There's really nothing major happening other than trying to plan for some traveling. Going to Disney made us realize how much we are missing, and Jelly did so well that we have some things on the 2025 travel list. Maybe road trips, but I don't have a beard yet, and I feel like a dad. Mom and kid road trip requires the dad to have a beard to be taken seriously. Just a random thought. Relevant comments. Commenter 1, nah, road trips are not reserved exclusively for facial hair. However, you do have to make sure Jelly can manage being confined in the car seat for any length of time. Congrats on getting married and still having a plan. You're all doing a fabulous job. Honestly, adulting is hard even without parenthood. Lots of rites of passage. Like forgetting to buy toilet paper. How's Jelly getting on now? Are you still in the same job? Just keep on keeping on. You already got this, you're smashing it. So lovely to be updated, thank you. OP, Jelly is doing awesome. She has learned so much in such a short period of time, and we met some really cool parents from her class, so now we have people to hang out with. She is really sweet and just talks so much. It's non-stop from the time she wakes up to the time she goes to sleep. She is just a talker. I am at the same job. Welding is great, but I have still been contemplating manufacturing. It's cleaner and long-term won't destroy my body, according to Tiff. I do plan on looking around. I still have a lot to learn, so I think when I officially hit 5 years is the spot. The guys at work are fun. They took a while to really warm up to me, but now they are real quick to teach me all their tricks. Commenter, that's awesome. Little chatterbox, who does she get it from? And it's great you have found other cool parents to hang out with. Tiff's right. I think it's an industry which will take a long-term toll on your physical health, and you've got a great family you have to stay fighting fit for. But take all the learning you can. All the best. If it's cool with you, please do periodically let us know how you're all getting on. OP, she definitely is far more talkative than us. She just says whatever is on her mind and have tons of questions. According to my dad, I was like this when I was a kid but slowed down when I got older. It's nice to just hear her in the background. When she stops talking, we know she's into something, lol.